Welcome, everybody, to the newest edition of Studio Spotlight 9. I am seriously so thrilled to have Mr. Justin Morris here. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, I just met Justin, I think it was like December. We met, or like even knew we like existed to each other. And honestly, in that time, man, I'm going to tell you guys, Justin has some incredible things he does. I know personally he's helped me move forward in seeing some of the ways I can change things and be an even better me. So I'm going to turn the time over to Justin because I'm like super excited to hear what he's got for us today.
Thanks, Phil. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to get to know you, and what an amazing experience it's been over the last few months, just learning and developing and growing and really coming into fully into what I do. And I would like to just really kind of open myself up to you as an audience tonight, if that's okay. I usually do that through story, and this one in particular, I think, is one that I've often thought back on, and it really relates to what I want to talk about today. So years ago, when I was a teenager, I was really super fit. I was a runner. I was thinner than I am today. And we went as a family to the Grand Canyon. I'd never been there before, and it was a sight that was absolutely breathtaking. I still remember the vista of standing on the rim of the Grand Canyon and looking down and seeing the Colorado River below, and it was just the most amazing view ever. The orange dirt, and the blue skies, and the really deep green river that was down below at the bottom of the canyon, and it looked like this little string that was winding its way through through the canyon. And we had decided that we were going to go down the Grand Canyon and back up in the same day. And everybody kept telling us, "Are you sure you want to do that? Usually people will take their packs down and they'll camp for the night and then hike back up the next day." Well, we thought we were amazingly fit. And so we were going to do it in one day. And plus, it was an adventure. So we wanted to just go do it and give it a shot. So we packed our packs with food and water, and we began the journey early in the morning down this amazing Grand Canyon. And it was gorgeous. I mean, we saw wildlife, we saw mountain goats that were clinging to the side of cliffs, and lizards everywhere. And once again, that orange dirt was so curious to me. I was from Idaho. I'm from Idaho, and so I didn't. That was the first experience I'd ever had at seeing Earth, this amazingly magical color. And the journey down was stunning and easy. Yeah, you kind of jarred your joints a little bit, but for me, it didn't matter. I was young, I was fit, my joints were just fine. They aren't anymore. But we made that trek down pretty easily. And we got down to the bottom and played in the Colorado River for a minute, dipped our toes in it and got cooled off. And then we realized it was time to make the trek back up. And we turned around and we looked up and we realized how far we had to travel to get back up to the top of the rim, back up to the rim. It seemed, once again, I remember standing at the top, looking down, everything looked so small. Now I had nothing to gauge. All I could see was this huge face of the canyon wall, and we had to hike back up that. So we decided to do it. We started the journey, of course. We're not just going to stay the night. We weren't prepared for that. We had to make it back up to the top. So we began the journey and the trek back up, and it was hard, and it was hot and exhausting, and my muscles ached, my joints were starting to hurt, I was thirsty, and then there were switchbacks. I mean, seriously, every time I looked back up to the top of the rim of the Grand Canyon, I swear I had not made any progress. And then I saw people going back and forth from side to side. Like, that was me. I just felt like I was not moving or progressing anywhere. And it was frustratingly slow. And then there came a point where I was so tired and so hot and so sweaty and so thirsty that I had to stop. Luckily, there was some shade of some trees, and I stopped, grabbed a drink, and I was rationing at this point, rationing my water, and I stopped and I turned around. I turned around and looked at how far I had come. And I was astounded. I had made and gained so much ground. I had come so far. And suddenly I realized a lesson in that moment, that I can't look up at the top at this point because it didn't look like it was growing any closer, but I could stop and I could turn around and I could look back to see how far I'd come. And that was an easier gauge for me to see how much ground I had made in my hike back up. So I learned a variety of things during this trek and this adventure that we had in the Grand Canyon. The first thing that I learned is that life is an adventure. Life is an adventure. And sometimes we're on switchbacks in life. Sometimes we feel like we aren't making any progress, that we're just kind of falling down and getting back up, falling down and getting back up, and we're not making any progress. And sometimes, we're so thirsty for change and progression, and we're so thirsty for movement, and we forget to stop and look back to see how far we've come. That's what I learned from this amazing and such a memorable journey down at the Grand Canyon. I learned to trust in my gut reactions and my instincts, and to be aware of my body's needs. When I was thirsty, I realized it was too late. It was too late. I needed to be sipping water the whole time and be aware of my needs that my body had. And the most valuable lesson that I learned on this trek down into the Grand Canyon was optimism. That life can be exhausting. Life can be tiring. It can make you sweat. It can make you cry. It can make you fall. It can make you feel like you're not getting anywhere in life. But if you can just stop and look back at how far you've come and face the direction in the direction that you wish to travel and just move, eventually you'll get to the top. Just face your mark and move. Face your mark and move. It doesn't matter how slow you go, because every step you take carries you closer to the end goal. Now, you might ask me the question, color did all of that for you, Justin? This story did all that for you? Yeah, it did. And my journey and my focus in my mission as a life coach and a presenter and a keynote speaker is to help people to understand that they can use color to do the same. You see, because when I see people, I see color. And those colors tell me a story. And that story takes us down an amazing journey together. And we're able to create and make some amazing ground, gain amazing ground in each other's lives. And, you might ask the question, but how does color tell a story? Well, my question for you is, how does it not? Professionally, I am a trained commercial interior designer and have been working in that field for over 20 years. I have used color as an element of design and creation for longer than I can remember. It is one of the most important elements of design and creation that there is. So color also is one of the most important elements of design and creation in our human design. See, it's so important to understand that everything on this earth was created for a reason. Everything, including color. If color weren't important, the earth would have been created in black and white. So what does color teach us? What can we use color to help us with? Well, color can help us to learn life's most valuable and important lessons. Just like my journey down the Grand Canyon, what I help people to do is I take them on that journey. I help them to remember those stories that have been so impactful in their life. And these stories are sometimes stories that are hard to recall because you don't want to recall them. Well, have you ever been down life's mesmerizing journey and you seem to get knocked down by the same trial or the same challenge every single time? Like you just keep getting knocked down by the same thing over and over and over again. And you think, well, I guess I didn't learn my lesson. Well, just like I look back at my journey on the Grand Canyon and learned from that story, I learned it through color. You see, I focused on the messages that the overriding colors in those stories taught me and what they teach the human being. And then I related it back to my life. And now I don't have to relive those experiences. I don't have to go back down into the depths of the Grand Canyon in emotional despair to learn my lesson. Because now I can ride the high ground. I have learned that I can be optimistic, that life is an adventure. I have learned that, when I'm thirsty for success and progression and movement, it's sometimes time to stop and look back at how far I've come. I've learned that lesson. I no longer have to travel down that road. And now I can ride the high ground and look at the amazing vista from a great vantage point. So that's number one. Color can help us to learn life's most important lessons. The second thing color can do for us is to live intentionally. Now, for men, it's different for men and women, how we learn and how we grow. So for men, we can use color to help us to strategize on building a life we have intentionally decided to provide for ourselves and our family. To strategize on building the life we have intentionally decided to provide for ourselves and our family. Color can help us do that because color helps us by growing in alignment with ourselves, and it also sends us messages. So if colors send us messages and we desire to step in the design seat of our life as a husband and as a father and as a man, we can use those messages to create a strategy to create or to provide a life for ourselves and for our family that we intentionally want to create. Pretty amazing, huh? Now, for women, it's different. For women, it's slightly different because the motive, the undercurrent's a little bit different. And how does color help a woman? Well, a color can help women to intentionally create a life that will best nurture, inspire, and nourish their families, themselves, and their spirits. It helps them to intentionally create a life that will help them to nurture and inspire themselves and their family. Now, understanding color and its messages can also help us in really one other fantastic way. And that fantastic thing that I want to share with you today, and this is kind of a secret, okay? And I'm going to share it with you guys. Because when I see people and I'm seeing these colors and I'm helping them through them, I can also see how they're unbalanced. Well, isn't it all of our goals as human beings to be balanced in our life? Well, color can help us and it can aid us in creating balance in our life. When we know where we're out of balance, we can also know how to bring us back into balance because every color has its opposite and every opposite color has its opposite message. You don't like where you are, change your state and do the opposite. Just learned that today, actually. My wife was amazing. She shared that with me. So here's the secret about balance. Balance is the stability found at the center of acceptance. Balance is equal to stability found at the center of acceptance. So what do I mean by that? I mean, it's time, my friends, to use every element of human design, color is one of them, every element of human design that you have to accept exactly who you are. I'm talking your strengths and your weaknesses. I'm talking the amazing things you do and the things that you could grow in. I'm talking about the challenge. I'm talking about the amazing thoughts you have. And I'm also talking about those thoughts that you wish would no longer reside in your mind. I am realizing that I am low on my battery. Hang on. That's so funny. All right. Well, there we go. You can laugh at me. That's fine. What if you're colorblind? Audrey says. You can ask me later. Okay. So, all right. So balance equals the center of balance is equal to stability at the center of acceptance. So we accept everything about ourselves, the good and the bad, the beautiful and the ugly, everything we accept. And when we can finally get there, we reach a magical state. And this magical state is something called neutrality. So balance is equal to stability found at the center of acceptance. Acceptance is equal to neutrality. So when you can accept everything about yourself, you reach a state of neutrality. Now, here is the kicker. You ready for it? Neutrality is the basic foundation of sustainable change. Let me explain that. When I say neutrality is the basic foundation of sustainable change, imagine trying to make big changes in your life and transforming changes and wanting to move out of bad habits or whatever you're trying to do or make amazing strides in your business. Imagine trying to do that on a roller coaster of emotions. Pretty difficult, isn't it? And that roller coaster of emotions is typically because we haven't accepted something about ourselves. We are out of balance because we have not accepted ourselves fully for who we are. That is an amazing secret. If there's one thing I could leave with you, it is that. It's time to create neutrality. And for me, color is an amazing way that we can use to create that balance and that neutrality in our lives. So I have something super exciting to share with all of you today. Something that I'm offering that this is new. This is brand new, hot off the press. It's actually not even officially available until Monday. So you guys are getting the first dibs at this offering that I would like to offer you. It is a 7-week course. I call it the Color Alignment Protocol. And this 7-week course is a video course that will guide you through a journey of understanding how color psychology can be informed by the chakra system. Now, some people think that's mystical, that you have the chakra system and you have color psychology, and they don't relate. Well, I'm here to tell you with my over 20 years of experience as a professional interior designer that color psychology is informed by the chakra system. The chakra system was created in 1500 to 500 BC, and color psychology was first developed and studied by the early Egyptians, roughly at the same time. And they inform each other. So the 7-week course is going to help you guide you down this journey of the 7 energy centers of your life and how color affects every single one of those energy centers of your life. 7-week course, 1 video per week, and it's provided to you through an amazing course site that will just kind of a self-guided tour. You'll have 1 video per week that drops. You'll have homework in each week that are downloadables and journaling prompts, and also gain access to an exclusive Facebook group where you can ask questions to me and I get to help answer them at those questions that you might have regarding color. That sound exciting? Sounds exciting to me. I was just reviewing some of the videos the other day, and I'm raising my hand. I'm so excited to share this with you as I was editing these videos, and the information that's given is so in depth, and yet it just takes you down this journey from beginner to where you could actually become an expert, kind of an expert in color, but more importantly, an expert in your own lives and how it can affect and create some amazing things in your life. So some of the benefits of this course is, number one, it will unlock the hidden messages of colors. It'll help you to unlock those hidden messages that these 7 colors have for you. And another amazing takeaway from this course is that it will help you to rediscover your divine rhythm in life. And it will also help you to open new ways to help your children and others to move through the root of their emotions. Can you imagine if you could use color to help your children to move through their emotions? Yeah, it's an amazing way for you to kind of have this gentle alarm clock that says, oh, you feel what? I know how to help you. And you can move forward, because in this course, I actually guide you down ways that you can support these different energy centers of your life. And one of the last but not least ways that I wanted to highlight and how this course can help you is that it can help you to gain an awareness of how emotions are stored in your particular body. Now, this is so important because, once again, when you can understand how emotions, what they are and where they're located in your body, where they're stored in your body in particular, you gain a certain amount of awareness. And once again, when you feel that emotion in your knee, you know what to do about it. This is so exciting. I cannot wait to share this with you. So the cost for this course is $350. And for those listening today, I would just like to ask you and put in the comments if all this course did was help you to know how to help your little ones when they have a nightmare at night and wake up screaming, or to help your teenager who is struggling with body image or perhaps with addiction problems. If all this course did was help you to know how to respond to your children and to your spouse or to your friends in their greatest needs, would it be worth it to you? Would it be worth it? So once again, what does this include? What does this course include? It is a 7-week course, complete with 1 video per week and homework per week that is really more amazing, adventurous materials like journaling prompts and downloadables to help you and your family, and also a great Facebook community to ask deeper questions about these colors. So the total value, once again, of this course is $350. But for those of you that are on the call with me today, I actually want to slash that price. I'm going to take it down to $177. $177 for the 7-week course. And as a bonus for purchasing today, I am including a 30-minute color audit session with my team, just for being with me today. That's pretty amazing, huh? I cannot wait to share this course with you. I would love to hear your comments. How could a course like this help you and your family? Now, I also wanted to offer a free bonus, if that's okay. And Phil has a QR code that I'm going to have him place in the messages that you can scan. And you scan that QR code, and it will take you to a PDF download. You just input your name, your email, a phone number, and it will help you to you'll get a link. You'll get a link of a free PDF download. And what this download is it's actually this amazing chart that I've really worked hard in creating. It's divided in days of the week. So there's 7 columns. And in those 7 columns is all the tools and the balancing activities and the foods and the tools for balance that you can utilize to help you gain alignment in that particular chakra for that day. So it starts with Monday, which is red, and that is your root chakra, and goes all the way to Sunday to violet, which is your crown chakra. Each one of those contains 7 different things that you can do to support that particular energy center of your life, including affirmations. So that's pretty cool, huh? That download is invaluable. I utilize it so much. My wife was begging me for it and finally created it for her, and she's so happy because now she has day of the week and she knows how to balance those emotions and affirmations and foods that she can do to support and nurture her family and herself. All right, so awesome. Thank you, Phil. Also, the link to this amazing course, the color alignment protocol, is also in the comments below. Click on that link. It will take you to the site. You click on unlock for 177 and you can gain access starting on Monday to this course. I have absolutely loved being on this call with you today. This has been so much fun. I feel like I'm just staring at myself talking, but hopefully there's people listening and you have questions, because I would love to talk to you later and correspond with you and answer any questions that you might have. So Phil, I'll give it back to you, and maybe you have more questions for me.
Oh my gosh, Justin, like I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to pay that $350 right now. And then you're like, it's $177. I'm like, oh, that's easy.
Oh, it's so great. I've had a blast creating it, Phil. And so I think that if I'm having a blast making it, the least what will happen is you will have fun watching it and learning from it. So
absolutely. Justin, thank you so much for being on with us today. I loved having you. I love working with you, and it's my honor to be able to work with you. I mean, we see each other pretty frequently now. Some of the things we're involved in.
Right. Yeah.
This guy is the real deal. I'm going to tell you right now. You want to follow him. He knows what he's doing, my friends. He knows. And I know that from personal experience. Justin, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been fun. Thanks so much.
It's super fun. I love doing this. Thank you for being here. All right, everybody. Now, I want to see some more comments coming down that we can check out later once this broadcast is over. And also, remember, there's that application form on the Facebook page if you also would like to be featured on Studio Spotlight 9, because I know there's tons of people creating tons of awesome things out there. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next time. I know I have several people in line already to be on, and also several people that I'll be interviewing here very shortly to be on. So we hope to see you again soon. Thank you for being on Studio Spotlight 9, Justin. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you. All have a great evening.
Thank you. We'll see ya.